Hello my dear friends, and welcome back to another video. Today we have so much awesome Star Wars news to discuss, and I'm sure you're gonna love it. So no more jibber jabber, let's get straight into it. So we begin with the Kenobi series, and we're now less than 2 days away from the finale. This is it guys, the big one. Now, the other day it came as very disappointing and surprising news when it was revealed that Hayden Christensen had not been in the Vader suit in the show. It was him in the back-to-tank scenes, and of course in those amazing flashbacks in episode 5, but we haven't seen him as Vader in the suit. Well, today we've got some great news. It will be Hayden in the suit as Darth Vader in the final episode. According to the Making Star Wars leaks and what Hayden has hinted at, there will be a scene during the final duel where Obi-Wan slashes Vader's helmet and we see Anakin's face beneath. But for episode 6, they are using Hayden for the whole episode as Vader, and not simply for that one shot of his face. In a brand new interview with Fatherly, Hayden discussed what it was like preparing for the suit physically, and also how much weight he gained. This is awesome stuff my dear friends. Let's dive into what he said. While the iconic prequel trilogy actor may not be in the suit all of the time, he shared that it was very important for him to encapsulate the role even though he would rarely be visible. Hayden said, "I think that process was very important to me. I needed to become that character again physically. I just consumed as many calories as possible. I put on 20 or 30 pounds to fill out that Darth Vader suit. I tried to avoid the dad bod thing. And I was trying to maintain that Vader body after we finished, but honestly, I pretty much just went back to my old diet. I kind of deflated after that." And then discussing the importance of the prequel trilogy to Obi-Wan Kenobi, Hayden insisted this series is still a standalone thing, plus it's got a nice recap at the beginning, that's all you need to know. So even though the show is between two trilogies and is marketed as such, you can still appreciate it as its own standalone, separate, self-contained story. I think that's what Hayden is getting at, and tons of fans who didn't like the prequels are very much enjoying this show. Personally, I adore the prequels, they were my trilogy growing up, so I came into this show really excited to see Ewan and Hayden again. But going back to the point, Hayden bulked up and worked out intensely to get into the character as Darth Vader. Now so far with one episode to go, there are many fans disappointed that the so-called big return of Hayden Christensen to Star Wars has really just been in the penultimate episode for flashbacks, whereas he was marketed to be so much bigger in this series. And since it was revealed that stuntmen have been in the Vader suit all along, it's understandable that some fans are upset and believe Lucasfilm exaggerated the role he was going to have. But in my opinion, if they can get it together in episode 6, it's definitely redeemable if he's in the suits the whole time, and the leaks are true that Obi-Wan slashes Vader's helmet and we see his face during the fight, then that's going to be amazing, and in my opinion, completely worth the wait. And from what it sounds like, that's what's going to happen. Amazing stuff, I can't wait to see it. As I say, just under 2 days to go. And so now my dear friends, calling all fans of Stranger Things, because Millie Bobby Brown is in talks with Disney to come to a galaxy far far away. We're going to talk about what role she might play in a little bit, but first let's dive into the nitty gritty of the details. Millie Bobby Brown is reportedly circling the idea of coming to Star Wars as her time on Netflix's fantasy juggernaut Stranger Things starts to draw to a close. The 18-year-old is said to have already held talks with Star Wars executives about a possible future in the universe, which is likely going to be a multi-million-dollar deal. It's reported that her and her father and manager Robert are apparently already friends with Kathleen Kennedy, which is very helpful. It's reported that this Star Wars deal could be easily worth $15 million, but whether it's a film or TV series is still unknown. Given her popularity in Stranger Things as Elle, it's no surprise fans are already welcoming her with open arms to the potential of joining the franchise. She's a marvelous actress, and I think she could bring a lot to Star Wars. Now, as for what project she's going to feature in, there are two very likely candidates. The first one is Skeleton Crew, which is literally marketed as Stranger Things in space. Now, while we don't know much about the show, the only synopsis we do have states it's a group of kids lost in space who will explore the seedy underbelly of the galaxy set during the Mandoverse. So after Return of the Jedi, and Millie Bobby Brown would be perfect for a role in the series as it takes direct inspiration from Stranger Things. But could this be too on the nose? That's my question. Would it be too much of a direct link to cast an actress who featured in a series that this one is based on? Now, apart from Skeleton Crew, the other likely project is Taika Waititi's movie. While he's still in the writing phase, Lucasfilm executives might already be on the lookout for main characters, especially if people like Kathleen Kennedy are aware of the basic plot outline at this early stage. Who knows, let's wait and see. Insiders say that Millie had contact with Kathleen, who is aware of her desire to feature in a movie or play a central role in a new Star Wars TV project for Disney+. The conversations are informal, but according to the insider, there is a huge mutual respect there. The Disney executives know just how much of an icon she already is for youngsters, and what she could potentially bring to the franchise. And so now, my dear friends, we're talking about Mace Windu again, because Samuel L. Jackson has once again expressed his interest in returning to the galaxy far, far away. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, then you should know that I've been on the Mace Lives train for years. I don't think he died in Revenge of the Sith, and I've broken down my arguments for why. Now, do I think we'll see him in an upcoming show? Honestly, probably not. I used to think the Book of Boba Fett was the perfect opportunity, and while there is the possibility of season 2, I think it might be too daring for Disney to do. Samuel L. Jackson recently said that he tried to convince Bryce Dallas Howard to make the return happen in The Mandalorian. But Mace appearing in the Mandoverse, if it's in the Book of Boba Fett or the main show, brings up the inevitable question of what he was up to all those years, and where has he been? Honestly, while I would love to see his return, knowing Disney's equation so to speak, it seems extremely unlikely, but I'd love to be proven wrong. And that brings us to this update. In a new statement, Samuel L. Jackson has once again put forward his desire to come back as Mace. And if anything, I hope for his sake that Disney listens and we do see more of Mace in the future. Jackson shared with Variety that he's become jaded over the years for not winning an Oscar for certain performances. He cites Django Unchained as one of them, but the actor doesn't care any longer about trying to get that Oscar. In his own words, he said, "As jaded as I wanted to be about it, thinking, well, I should have won an Oscar for this, or should have won for that, and it didn't happen. Once I got over it many years ago, it wasn't a big deal for me. If you do this movie, you'll win an Oscar. No thanks, I'd rather be Nick Fury, or having fun being Mace Windu with a lightsaber in my hand." Now, for some, this is great news, as Nick Fury has been a highlight for many fans and will be returning in Secret Invasion. But on the Star Wars front, we just have to keep our fingers crossed, and if there is a story to tell for where Mace has been all these years and what he's up to now, maybe it will be told by Bryce and Jon Favreau. And there are tons of fan theories out there for what Mace was up to all these years. These range from the idea of him being a leader of a crime syndicate to becoming a dark side force user, and even one theory which I'm particularly fond of, that he just became a recluse. But if we do come across him, I would love to see a showdown with Boba Fett. If Jackson does indeed get his wish, which is also the wish of many fans, I hope his return does justice to his character. He is the most awesome badass in the galaxy. And so finally, my dear friends, some awesome LEGO news. A Bad Batch set has revealed the first Omega minifigure ever. LEGO via Brick Fanatics unveiled a brand new vehicle in their ultra popular line of Star Wars Brink building sets. It's none other than the Justifier, Cad Bane ship, and as well as Cad Bane, it comes with some awesome minifigures, Todo 360, Omega, Hunter, and Fennec Shand. And to answer a question I received, I will indeed be buying this, especially for the minifigures. So just a really cool update there. If you enjoyed this one, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and if you want more videos not found here on YouTube, then check out the link down there in the description. But until the next one, guys, may the Force be with you always. I'm Star Wars Meg. Have a good one.